noises. I am Jones. We have the panel here.
What the fuck happened to your hair, Jones?
I'm the same Jones that you saw yesterday with all this loopy hair. Oh, we're doing a Superman cosplay, and I am some random character that, I don't know, he's just a bald guy.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, you're the guy from Smallville.
Oh, yeah, that guy, right. So on stage right of the panel, we have DC Douglas.
Good morning! It's such a good morning!
DC Douglas, what are some of your favorite things that you've worked on in the video game industry? He's still working on his swallowing.
I'm on LA time.
What are some of your favorite things that you've worked on in the video game industry?
Me? All the ones that paid.
Just what have you done? What are some of your credits?
I'm known as Albert Wesker and Resident Evil. Thank you. Hey, who here last night got naked with me? Yeah! Thank you. You guys missed my erotic fanfic show. Get it next year, wherever I am. I also Legion in Mass Effect, which there's not a lot of Mass Effect fans this year. Well, I'm signing in 3. And Chase and Transformers Rescue Bots, and Colonel Rawls on the last season of Regular Show. And I was Bud in Sharknado 2. Everybody here.
To his left, we have Dameon Clarke. Our other favorite DC.
It's a disease. I wasn't sure how that was going to play out.
What are some of your credits, sir?
I haven't done half the shit this guy has. I'm like, oh, I was in that one game. Handsome Jack. Yeah, let's just keep it there. Over to you, Bob. Like, listen to this shit. This is all your fault. Screaming my guts out. I'm kidding. I feel actually.
And we have born in Pontiac before the loop was the loop, Bryan Massey.
Thank you very much.
He's the best BM I've ever known.
Thanks for the clap.
What are some credits behind your name, sir?
I was Wilhelm the Enforcer for this guy on Borderlands. Yeah. And I was also... And let's give a hand for our technical support. That was it. I'm done. I was in a bunch of games, and next.
We have to his left Erica Lindbeck.
Yeah!
What's some of the work you've done, Erica?
I'm in Persona 5. Yay, 1%! And then I'm in like Fire Emblem Echoes. Yes, my mom. And then I've been in like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, World War II, World of Warcraft Legion. I voiced 2 champs in League of Legends. Yeah, I do mostly video game work. Actually, I would say I love video games.
We have Ian Sinclair.
Okay, video games. I have been in Smite, okay, Borderlands, I was in the first one as Baron Flint, second one as Jimbo Hodunk, third one as Nakayama, Street Fighter V as Rashid, Fire Emblem Echoes, and stuff. I can't remember those. I have a bio, it's in your thing. Look at it.
We have Nate Sharp. What are some of your credits, Nate?
I have a list so I don't forget. I was Heinz in Atelier Fierce. I was George in Pinstripe, Bolo in Shantae Half Genie Hero, and Craig from Dream Daddy.
And we have on the far stage left, Cristina V.
I'm also on the production side of video games. I direct and cast some of those titles are Them's Fightin' Herds. Have you guys heard of that game? Woo! Yeah, Skullgirls I cast and direct, and Indivisible, which is coming out soon, in the Shantae series. Velvet Crow and Tales of Berseria. I'm Sync in Final Fantasy Type 0. I'm in Star Wars The Old Republic as Zio Ohm. Shantae and Shantae. I'm Ash in a Titanfall game. Fire Emblem. And League of Legends and other stuff. Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for today, folks. And Cristina and Nate need to go at 1:30, so I would like to get questions for them first. If anybody has questions for Cristina V, the way this is going to work, just raise your hand. I will come around to you and present the mic, and you can ask your question. So just keep your hands up when you see me looking around in your direction. Cristina V, question. Is that a yes? What's your name?
Azure.
Hi.
Hi. I was wondering. I think this is a question for all of them. Is there an anime that you was subbed that you wish that was dubbed that you could be a part of?
An anime that we wish was dubbed and we could be a part of?
Mm-hmm.
An anime?
Yeah. I know this is a video game.
Oh, a video game. A video game that we wish was dubbed we could be a part of.
No, she's asking
An anime.
We're a little off topic. That's a little off topic.
I want to be in an anime.
Uh,
I want to be in all.
Yeah.
yeah, all the anime.
Yeah, all the
All the anime that they can have dubbed, we want to do it.
Whatever anime has a character who like talks like for the entire time but wears a mask so you don't have to mouth match flowers. That one. I want that one.
Yeah, one that it's all off screen, and I just have to match timing. Yeah, exactly. I'm a ninja. Yeah.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Rob. This is to Cristina V.
Hi.
When you were voicing Velvet, who was the biggest cause of all that anger in real life?
In my life?
Yeah, to use.
Oh. I mean, I've lived. I've been angry at people. I will definitely say if I were a younger actor, I might have not had the tools I needed to perform that role. Where are you? Can you raise your hand again? Sorry. Yeah. But yes, it was, I'm 30. I have life experience.
That's great.
And what is your name?
Josh, this is a question for Cristina.
Yes.
During the hype of Super Smash Bros. 4,
Yes.
there was the Smash Ballot, and there was a lot of hype from Way Forward and fans that Shantae was going to be in Smash Bros.
Yes.
How did you feel about potentially being in the same game as Mario and Pikachu and like all of your favorites growing up?
I'm still hopeful that it'll happen. I don't think it's impossible or very far off, and I really hope that Shantae gets to be in it. Thank you so much.
Uh-oh, that answer was too quick. Excuse me. What is your name, sir?
My name is James. I have a question for Nate.
Yes.
So you've been saying this all weekend, and I'm dying to know, why is Bolo such a good boy?
Bolo's a good boy because he is a boy and he is also good. And recording for him, he was just like very sweet. He was like very upbeat and like stupidly optimistic. So that was a lot of fun to do.
And what's your name?
My name is Nick. My question is for Cristina.
Hi.
You are the ADR director for Them's Fighting Herds, and I just want to know, is there anything you can maybe say about the voice acting progress that's coming along there?
Yeah, have you cast it yet?
It was all girls. Sorry.
I can do a girl.
That's not going to stop him.
It was all female barnyard animals. We've got some really exciting names attached to the project. People you will definitely know and be excited about. The whole thing was recorded months ago, and it sounds great. And I think you'll be very happy when you hear it. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Logan, and my question is for Nate.
Yeah.
I am a very big fan of your music because I adore pop punk.
Thank you.
You've helped me get into a lot of anime I've been interested in just by your music. What are some songs that you are interested in doing in the future that you haven't done yet?
I think even if I had a list, I would keep it a secret because I don't want to give it away. But I actually don't really have a list right now, so we'll see. It's all up in the air, but thank you.
Video game questions go a lot faster than anime questions, I'm finding. What is your name, sir?
My name is Adam. My question is, in the games where you're playing and you have the opportunity to do so by the nature of the game, do you naturally insta-lock your own characters or do you avoid them like the plague?
I love playing with myself.
I don't. The game goes by too quickly.
Cristina, please don't leave me.
Same.
Okay, so my brother has always been my gaming partner since I was a kid, and it is really fun while beating him with my character because it's extra annoying for him to literally hear his own brother taunt the crap out of him as he's getting beaten up.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Griffin. Mine's for whoever wants to answer it, I guess. If you could hang out with any character that you voice, who would it be and why?
I want to hang out with Handsome Jack.
Ooh, I won't. I don't. That's not. No. I would want to hang out with Chase from Transformers Rescue Bots because then I could climb inside him and it would like me being inside of me, being inside of me, being inside of me, being inside. Sorry.
I'd want to like go shopping with Maggie Liu. I think that would be really fun. Yeah.
All my characters are scary. I don't think I want to meet any of them.
I'd hang out with Georgie from Pinstripe because he's a good dog. He's a quality doggo, so I just want to hang out with dogs all day.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Ari, and I have a question for Nate and Cristina. So everybody loves Shantae, everybody loves Dream Daddy. What was it like being approached by Way Forward and Game Grumps and be able to voice Shantae and Craig? And Cristina, what was it like not only being able to voice Shantae, but sing just the incredibly catchy theme song known as Dance for the Danger?
The idea was floated around for a while that I would be Shantae. They were telling me that they were recommended me to the director and that they really hoped I got it. And I was really hoping that it would happen. And the way we did that was we recorded the song first for the Kickstarter, and the director loved it so much that he said, yeah, I want Cristina to be not only Shantae, but Risky Boots and all the female characters. That's changed now. We brought some Jeremy Lee and Karen Strassman and Nate are now on board too. It's very exciting to see something that I loved playing and to see people who really love what they do and see their game explode and become so popular. So thank you for playing.
Yeah, same kind of goes for Craig and Dream Daddy. It was one of those things where, like, I had known the Grumps for like a while, and they talked about this idea, and they told me about it like probably like a year before it came out, and then right after the announcement, they're just like, hey, do you want to, come in and, do some dad grunts? And I'm like, all right, sure. And it's really cool to see how big of a thing it became just from like them self-releasing it without any like big backing or anything like that. So it was really cool, and it was honored to be a part of.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Matthew Jones, and I have a question for Eric Lindbeck. Regarding the Persona series, would you want to voice act anyone else in the next upcoming installment?
Would I want to voice act like anyone besides Futaba, or?
In the next installment.
Oh, of course. I want to do Futaba forever. She's awesome. Yeah, I want to come back. Of course. I'll kill anyone who tries to take that role from me.
And what's your name?
Hi, my name is Nate, and I want to apologize to DC Douglas for what happened outside. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. But also, what is your favorite part about playing Albert Wesker?
Oh, that's to me.
I'm sorry.
By the way, where is this question? Oh, there you are, way over there. Oh, this guy, you don't even know who the hell I am. This guy stops me out at the front door and says, oh, dude, take a picture with me. And then we line up and he's like, say but, whatever the thing is. And he goes, man, I love you, Dameon. Dameon, whatever. I'm sorry. And anyway, so I'm not talking to you. My favorite part, okay, actually, I'll tell you what my favorite part was. To be really, truly honest, it was the fans afterwards. It was like, I have never, that was the beginning of me actually, meaning anything to anybody. Because before that, most people just knew me because I got in trouble with the Tea Party. But then all of a sudden, I was like big with people like you who don't care about the Tea Party. I still have no feelings for you.
How many hours of sleep are you on, sir?
Good question.
And what's your name?
My name is Matt, and I have a question for Cristina.
Hi. Where are you?
First off, I want to say that your role as Velvet Crow was just by far the most amazing role you've ever done as a
Thank
voice
you.
actress. Secondly, if they ever made an anime adaptation of Berseria, would you reprise your role as Velvet?
Well, they made Velvet had an appearance in Tales of Zestiria the X, or the Cross, or whatever it's called, and I did get to play Velvet in that. I would love to play any incarnation of that character. I love her so much. Thank you for playing.
What's your name?
Clay, this is a question for Mr. Clarke. What was your most favorite line playing Handsome Jack?
Oh shit, that's to me.
Yeah, do you mean DC or Dameon?
Yeah. Like, what was the question? What was my what?
What was your most favorite line playing Handsome Jack?
I think my favorite part of the game was the beginning with, what was her name? Helena Pierce. Anybody? Yeah. And then I remember playing the game, and I couldn't believe what I was listening to on the game. I remember recording it kind of, but then I was like, holy shit. That was my favorite part of the game. I think my favorite line was like the guy in New Haven with the spoon. Which I'd love to do for you right now, but this is just not operating.
Is this a question for an 18+ panel, maybe?
Is this a game for an 18+ panel?
Are there any babies here? Oh, great.
Remember there are children.
That answered your question.
Lawsuits can be filed.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Mia. I was wondering, and this is for anybody on the panel, if one of your video games was to be made into a movie, would you act as yourself, or who would you want to be casted here?
If they could work in a DC Douglas character to any of the things I've done, I would love to play me.
That's not what you were asking, that was it. But that's what the words meant.
Sorry. Wow, I'm really kind of an a-hole this morning.
No kidding.
She doesn't like any of my games. She likes Assassin's Creed.
I think for DC Douglas, I think Kevin Hart should play him all the time.
Yeah, sure, I'd play Wilhelm in a Borderlands movie. As long as Dameon plays Handsome Jack, I would do it. If they don't cast me, though, probably somebody who looks like me, like maybe George Clooney or somebody like that. Why is that funny?
Anybody else got an answer to that question?
Sandra Bullock as well.
Hi, what's your name?
Dan. Nate, real quick, can I get a shout out to my bud at home, Josh, aka Squid Alley? He really loves your work.
Be really loud this far.
AKA Squid Alley.
Josh, Squid out. You are a rat. Thank you. I hope.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Eric, and this question is for all of you. One, I noticed there is a pineapple next to DC there. If you could give a voice to that pineapple, can each of you do that?
Voice to the pineapple? Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Let's do it.
Well, I'm actually a hack. I'm horrible at voiceover. I'm just so happy to be working. Again, you're going to pay for this, right? Oh, God. Wait a minute, I got to think about it. Where are the specs on this, by the way? Anybody know what the breakdown is?
Ignore the specs. Be the
It's a pineapple from California, just trying to make its way.
Let's get it on! Oh, hey, everybody. Pineapple and, get some!
Are you guys having a great time? I'm the first Scottish pineapple you ever met. You're full of shit if you don't like this panel. Burn in hell.
New 6-pound pineapples. Available today at Ralph's.
When I ponder my existence, I find it curious that so many people spend so much of their mental energy debating whether I should be on a pizza. It is sad.
Werner Herzog!
That was awesome.
Sup?
Aloha, oi, until we meet again.
That was wonderful. Thank you, everybody. And what is your name, sir?
My name is. I have a question for Cristina.
Yes.
I play a game called Atlas Reactor. IMDb said you voiced a character named Isadora. Did that?
Isadora the furry ball.
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
That one.
That was mostly my question. I was confirming.
That was me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
While I find another question to ask, I have a question. So many of you have done both anime and video games. What is the biggest difference you find between doing voices for anime in terms of coming up with characterization for anime versus video games?
I can answer that quickly. First of all, anime, there's pictures already drawn. There's already a cartoon there, and it's a moving thing. And you've got the dialogue to your left, so you can see it. Whereas video games, usually there is no identifiable character or anything to look. You have maybe ideas of what the character is going to be doing, but you can't really see it moving or in action. Does that make sense? Because if it does, then I can say it in Spanish.
Nope.
¿Tú quieres español?
Brian, we'll get a Spanish actor to do that. So.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Chelsea, and I have a small request for Dameon.
Oh boy.
So, I have these pretzels, and I was hoping you'd give your honest, handsome Jack opinion of them.
Not a fan, kiddo. Not a fan. God damn it, why do you show up at every con and ask me the same question? Wilhelm, kill this savage.
You're dead.
That was a very good question.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Adelaide. I have a question for DC Douglas. I'm a huge fan of the Tyranny game, and Landry is my favorite companion. And I was wondering what your favorite thing about Landry is.
I'm like totally blanking on this. What is it's and Lantry? Oh, Lantry! Oh, from sorry. I'm at the end of my career in case you couldn't tell. That's why I showed up drunk. No, wait, Lantry. Okay, she's talking about it's called Tyranny. Yeah. Oh, it's a small game by these people in Orange County or whatever. But the Lantry is like the sage. He's actually like 100-something years old, but he kind of just talks like me. But he's a sophisticated fellow. But the cool thing is he gives you the backstory to everything throughout the game. So whenever Elite has a question about something, he's got like the thousands of years of history about what has happened for this particular thing. But he's got these inks that he writes, and he also is constantly writing down history as the game goes. And his inks are what he gets high off of. So some of my favorite stuff are, I don't know if there's more coming from him, I think. I don't know if it's been released yet. But he gets high off his inks because they're hallucinogenics. And so he dabs in, and then and he actually takes one of the characters on a trip with him, and they they live out their fears through these psychedelic experiences. It is the best written game I think I've ever been a part of. So, but yeah, I think I like that, and I like the fact that he's honest about about his fallibility. So.
Thank you, DC. Do we have one more question for Nate or Cristina? They need to get going right away.
I've got one. What's your favorite video game?
Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a great game.
What's that on?
It's on PS3. It is Studio Ghibli's JRPG, and it's fantastic.
No kidding.
It is beautiful.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to hate your love life, go and follow Cristina on Instagram. Just trust me. You'll start looking at all the videos and be like, God, why am I not in love like that?
Aww.
Thanks, guys.
What's your favorite game?
Oh, right now it's Super Mario Odyssey.
I bet.
It's so fun. I can't wait to go. Actually, we're going to go right now and go play it in about 10 hours, though.
Let's give another hand to Nate and Cristina, ladies and gentlemen. Have a safe trip home, and we hope to see you at Youmacon next year.
See you guys.
Microphone.
Hi guys, get home safe.
Nice to meet you. Bye, nice to meet you.
I was hoping my question for Cristina V was, what would she sound like if she was caught in the bear trap? But she just left, and now we will never know.
She smells like clouds.
I don't know. I can't hear anyone over there.
I just me, or
did you say the words like clouds?
I said clouds, but I just thought you said
I was like, what does a clown smell like?
It smells
They smell funny. Man, thank you. All right, back on track.
So, hi, what's your name and what's your question for anybody other than Nate or Cristina?
My name is Emily. If you could choose one of the other panelists' characters to voice act, which one would it be?
Handsome Jack.
Yeah, I was about to say, Handsome Jack sounds pretty cool.
I like a lot of the stuff that DC's done, so I'm good with pretty much anything he's done.
I just want an on-camera career.
He wants an on-camera career, Dad. My dad didn't hear you. You're welcome.
Did you say NCIS? You did, okay.
I've actually done two. I did the NCIS LA and the regular one. So he's actually a fan. Thank you. What's that? Yes, I did. Thank you. And then we made love afterwards.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Akira, and this is a question for Ian. Yeah. And what was it like playing Berkut and watching him slowly lose his mind throughout the whole game?
It was entirely too much fun. It was a weirdly emotionally raw session. Like I was just because I was flying from Dallas and to LA to get it all done and just time of life and all that kind of stuff. And as he just started getting more and more frustrated, I just kind of went with it until I'm sitting in there screaming angrily in the booth and Wendy Lee and everybody's just looking at me like, okay. We'll take that. Yeah, like my uncle screamed. I was like, they're gonna take that? And they're like, yeah. I was like, I was really upset when I did that. And they're like, yeah, it sounds great. I'm like, okay. It was a little nerve-wracking. It was really a lot of fun. I'm super, super proud of Berkut. I love him. He was fantastic. Because you actually feel for him at the end, which is weird. Because you get why. It's like, oh, honey, you're just overly privileged and you don't get that.
Hi, what's your name?
Hey, it's Eric again. So this is for all of you, but I'm going to start with Mr. Clarke here. Last time I talked to David Eddings, he said while you were in the booth with Handsome Jack, you improvised a scene where you were eating nuts for, was it pretzels? Pretzels.
I thought it was chips.
Oh, I was wondering, what is another time you guys have improvised a scene?
I improv pretty much the whole thing. Anthony Birch had nothing to do. I get asked that question a lot. I did improv a lot in it, but I don't know because the game it's huge, right? We recorded it for months and months. So I don't actually know what ended up being scripted and improv. But I just know at the end of the day, we just kind of went with whatever was funnier. That's why that game, I think, worked out so well. But yeah, I honestly don't know. Like he knows more than I do about that because obviously he wrote the script and he's like, God damn it, that line was funnier. I'll keep that or whatever. But yeah, the pretzels thing. I was actually just eating my lunch in the booth and just decided to start recording as I was eating because that's the kind of professional that I am. Just work it into the script. You know what I mean? Yeah, why not?
Was this a multi-part question?
Dameon, but for all of you, what is the time that you have
It's interesting, for the video games you don't really get to improv too much because it's an Excel sheet with like your lines and you make it something that's like, hey, give us, use some noises that are vaguely in that kind of thing. But weirdly enough, Borderlands kind of did operate in that way. The way that Professor Nakayama dies in it, they had a whole ending. They had a whole fight scene planned out and like giant mechs and all this other stuff. And right before we started, he goes, wouldn't it be funny if you just fell down the stairs and died? Yes, can we do that? And we did one take. And that was it. I probably lost like an hour worth of recording money. Totally worth it.
There are two games that I was encouraged to improvise for, and I don't know. Do any of you guys play League of Legends? Did anybody watch the Zoe teaser? I voiced her. Yeah. So yeah, I know. She just dropped like 2 days ago, but I voiced Talia last year, and now I voiced Zoe. And actually, when they sent me that audition, because I'd worked with Riot before, I did some of the lines I was like, no, and I just did what I wanted with them. And actually, it's funny, when we went in for the session, he had rewritten a ton of the stuff to match what I did, like in the vein of what I had done, which is so rare in this industry to be able to do. And then also the other one that I got to improvise on was it was called Paragon, and it's an epic MOBA. I voiced Gadget. Yeah, I voiced. Oh, cool. Yeah, I voiced Gadget in Paragon, and they encouraged me. I remember one time she goes, "My mana is low," and I went, "My mana is low," and they ended up keeping it in. Like they were really chill about like me kind of injecting my own flavor into the character.
I need y'all to do me a favor, because this is the video game panel, so this is actually one of the best places where I can ask this. Mana and mana. We're gonna do hands raised.
No kidding.
Raise your hands for mana. Raise your hands for mana. Apparently it's mana. No, weirdly, I have had sessions within the last month where it was like, we gotta say mana.
Oh, are we walking? We're working on the same game.
Probably, well, yeah. And we went with mana.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Emma, and I was wondering if you guys had any funny mocap stories.
Is it Emma or Amma? Sorry.
Let's take the vote. No.
Don't make fun of her, Dameon.
Yeah, I did a mocap once where the room was so cold, the director asked me if I had half a roll of certs in my front pocket. Just let that just in.
You know that other panel we were doing, that late night one? It ended. It ended.
What panel? What time is it? Is this coffee?
It's like 2.
Children don't know what certs are. Don't worry about it.
Half a roll of certs. Be specific.
Wait, what was that question about?
Mocap story.
Oh,
Mocap story.
I'm not going to top that. Never mind.
So do you do any of you do mocap?
Yeah.
I've done a little bit, yeah.
I did face mocap back in 2008 for Resident Evil for Albert Wesker. I auditioned for the full mocap, but I had thrown my back out the day before lifting a bag of cement because I thought I was young. And so they said, "You want to come in and audition for this?" And I went, I threw my back out so I can only kind of like walk and hold a gun. And he's like, "Oh, that's fine." So I come in, and of course the stunt coordinator goes, "Okay, and then you're going to flip, and then you're going to jump, and then you're going to like all these things." And I started laughing, and I go, "I can only walk and hold a gun." And I didn't get it. So, but Ken Lally does the body in Resident Evil 5. And then I will say one other mocap, because I love mocap, but I don't get those opportunities very often. And every time I do, it's usually being cast by an on-camera casting director who thinks you need to look like the character that you're mocapping, which just drives me nuts, because there's a thing called CGI. But I did get this thing, a game you're all gonna love, because I know you all play it. I'm asked about it at every con I go to, NBA 2K14. Yeah, I knew it. I play like the Uber agent to the players, so if you do play the story on that game, which nobody does, they actually pattern a character after me. So like if the rendering that they do, like they get all the NBA stars to look just like them, and I'm like, I'm gonna have me as a character. And then I saw it, and I looked like a melting Bill Pullman. So that was a little disheartening. But the best part that I loved about it, my experience for the mocap, was that because you've got the camera, the voice, it's all being recorded simultaneously. They've got the things all the way around. It's a 360 room, and so it's like doing theater in the round, but you're in a close-up on camera, so it's pretty fascinating. And this director, because he knew no one gave a shit about the story, allowed us to improv a lot of the scenes. And I'm working with another actor who's an awesome guy, and so we had fun. We came up with some funny stuff. But like I remember we were doing one of these takes, and we kind of improv, and it's coming to the end of the scene, and we go, "Oh, this is going so well." And like we finish the scene, and I go walking off, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be leaving angry, and I'm like, whatever. And I walk, and then I turn, but I think I'm leaving the scene, and I'm like going, "That was pretty good." And I look up in the monitor, and there I am going, "That's pretty good." And I'm like, "Oh shit, they're still recording." Sorry.
Nothing reminds you that you're out of shape like putting on a mocap.
Yes!
And then you got the camera, the facial recognition camera too, and then you'll look up and you'll see yourself on a monitor, and it's like that fisheye lens, and you just feel like a monster, and you're just like, wow, I'm really a hideous person. Mocap suits are just basically a wetsuit with little ping pong balls all over it, and you're like, shit.
And it's a cold set, so take it from there.
Half of years.
On that cert-sparing note, what's your name?
I'm Steven. My question is for the two DCs. You guys voice some of the most despicable but beloved villains in gaming, whether it's Wesker or Voyager from Xenosaga or Handsome Jack. How do you get into the mindset of playing such evil, despicable characters that are going to be doing horrible?
I just get out of bed in the morning. That's
And I try to pretend Dameon. Listen, we all like going to the darkest parts of stuff, and being able to revel in that, knowing that you won't get arrested and that actually nobody will get hurt, is the most freeing experience. So it's always fun to play the dark characters.
It depends too. Like if it's comedy, you gotta try to work that comedy. And if it's for voice, you're not really getting all Daniel Day-Lewis about it. If you're on camera, that's kind of a different story, or certainly for theater. But I think for voice, it's a lot of it's playing off a lot of people. If it's prelay, timing's important, that kind of thing. It's a little more technical and it's sort of its own animal.
You're a better actor than me.
Way better.
It's reflected in his Twitter followers.
All 6 of them.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Henry, and I've just been dying to know, what is the process of recording all the grunts and tiny little minuscule noises characters do? Like, do you have a whole day committed to that, or like, what is it?
That's my favorite thing to do is actually when they usually have us do those last, because that's when you blow your voice out, is doing the death grunts, or I worked on Aliens, and I remember I had to do an alien sucking my face death, and an alien squirting acid on my private's death.
Nice!
And you do that, and I love those.
Not gonna lie, that was actually gonna be my pineapple voice.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing about I think those are my favorite, is to do the reactions of getting shot or stabbed or you're suffocating. But that's my answer.
It's like we were talking about with the spreadsheets. 90% of the time you get in there and it's a giant Excel sheet, and they've sorted it by your character's name. You really won't a lot of the time get the lines before you or after you, so it's just this kind of weird, do this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and as he said, at the end they'll be like, all right, do the grunts, and then a lot of times they'll be like, give me 3 light punches, 3 medium punches, 3 heavy punches, and so you go through those, and then you'll do, as he said, they'll get progressively worse until they're like, do your final death scream, and then you blow out your voice, say thank you, take your money and go home.
It's sometimes there's like different games do differently. There's like JRPGs. Yeah, I said that right. So I do a lot of JRPGs as well, and some of the sessions. This is actually like the Marvel vs. Capcom one, where they have the Japanese ones already, and so they said we're gonna they just want to get the session done as fast as possible because they don't have a large budget for the voice on it. So they go, okay, we're gonna play it. You hear it, you do it. And I love those. That is the easiest session. The hardest ones is where they do it. Give me 3 versions of this, and then medium, light, medium, and hard. And after a while, it's like there's only so many sounds I can make getting punched in the face before I'm starting to bring up sexual sounds or things, whatever I can do.
Oh my gosh, that has happened to me so many times.
Go on.
And I don't try. And it happens to me like every JRPG I do. Every JRPG I do, I swear, like they go, Erica. And I'm like, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
So take 3. No, again, Erica, that's not gonna work.
Erica, you're dying. No, I'm just kidding.
I was actually doing one JRPG where she actually did need to sound like that. For every react, like her lines were like, this is as raunchy as I'll get, but she was like, I'm gonna let you finish first, like that kind of stuff. And so all of her hits were like, like that kind of stuff. And then I remember I looked at my director and he goes, I didn't tell you to stop.
And they wonder why we have a sexual harassment problem in Hollywood.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Rob again. This is a question to all you guys with all your lovable characters that have been in the Bridge series. Who do you think did the best interpretation of your characters?
That's not to me, right?
I find it deeply, not for any video games, but I find it deeply flattering to hear the guy who's doing who did the Southeast Asian dub of Whis, because he's kind of trying to sound like me, and I find that very flattering.
Who tries to sound like
What's the question? The abridged series. Sometimes on YouTube, somebody will take a show or a video game and do an abridged series where they basically take your flaps, do your voice, and then make up something else.
I've seen those atrocities.
That's the opposite of fan service.
Mine are all bad.
I think they're awesome. I know that there's some guy that doesn't like it that does Dragon Ball stuff and apparently has a real big issue with it. But I think it's awesome. More the merrier. I mean, there's like the Team 4-star stuff that actually will. Yeah, these guys are awesome. I think they're great, and they bring a lot of fans to the original Dragon Ball stuff that who had no idea it even existed, and they started with Team Force. So, yeah, man, more the merrier. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen some. Actually, I take that back. I saw somebody did Bacano as like a Pulp Fiction trailer on YouTube. That was really Bacano. They did Bacano as a Pulp Fiction trailer. I was really blown away. There's some talented people out there, so they're not all atrocities. I gotta take that back.
I don't know of any abridged series that involve my characters.
Aww.
I know it's sad. My life is so sad.
I didn't tell you to stop.
I walked right into that one. I backed right into that one.
What would you sound like caught in a bear trap? What would you sound like caught in a bear trap? If you were caught in a bear trap?
Like sexually caught in a bear trap?
I didn't say that. I just wanted to know.
I want to hear sexually caught in a bear trap. Who else wants to hear?
Yeah. Is
bear trap? Yeah.
Oh no, not a bear trap! Ah!
Is a bear trap a euphemism?
In a JRPG, if I was in Call of Duty, it would be ah! That's the difference.
Still sounds pretty sexy. I like it.
How? Well, I know what you're into now.
It always goes that direction, doesn't it? I just can't help it.
You know, that's funny because if I were doing bear trap, I go, do you like me trapped this way or this way? Just tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind you that this is an 18-plus panel and there is to be no video recording of any kind, blah, 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 blah.
I'd like to blame BM for this.
Hi, what's your question?
Can I ask 2 questions? You can ask 2 questions. Okay, all right. First, I forgot. Who said they were Legion? You're a Legion?
Who? Well, you're a big fan. Big fan.
Big fan. Now I'm a big fan. Now I'm going to check out your other stuff. Because Legion's one of my favorite squad mates.
He let Legion die.
I did not let Legion die, but I wanted to know if you remember when Legion does die. Like, do you remember like how it felt in like when you were recording those lines, like his last one where he says?
Well, first off, like Legion dies like 120 times, I think, and he lives like twice. So, but no, actually, it's funny. In Mass Effect 2, I saw the picture of the character there, and they showed me like the teaser for it, and they go, it's the first time he speaks, and I'm like, oh, this is all cool, but there's a weird balance of being robotic yet also human and like discovering emotions, and the great thing about them is that unlike some games, it's changing now, but most games would just give you just your lines. But in the way that they work is they give you the scene and the lines before and after, sometimes the full scene. Right. So or at least a description as well. So you know the total context. Sometimes they'll have playback of the other person so you can really get a feel for it. So, I got kind of attached to doing this character, but they didn't tell me where the story went, and where the different story prongs went. And then we got to this one scene, and I don't get a chance to read it at home. You read it like once, and then we're recording. And sometimes you're reading it just as you're recording because you're good, and then trying to like go fast. But and not that I'm good, but anyway, we get to this one scene and we're going through it. At the end, I like say this one line, and at the end of it, I went, "Wait, am I dying?" And they went, "Yeah." like they felt like they had to hold this news back from me. They were really sorry about it. But it was a really touching scene, and so then we recorded it a second time. And it was like, yes, it gets very touching. Yeah. But not as touching as when I saw the cut scene later. Somebody sent me a link and I watched the cut scene with the music and everything, and then I'm like, oh my God, people! You're just pulling the heartstrings. So so definitely that was a nice the only other time I got affected emotionally doing a scene, and that one was just slightly emotional that it affected me, but it's going to trip you out, was doing Kamoshida in Persona 5. and his end trial scene and his whole breakdown cry, and and it's a little operatic and everything, but I'm actually like tearing up in the studio, like this poor pedophile, Oh, spoiler alert.
That's awesome. So my second question is, it's really just towards everybody then. I'm in the middle of indie development for a game. This isn't a problem.
We're all available.
All right, I will hit your cards later down the future. But we're not at that stage of getting voice actors, but I'm starting to think about that. He's my writer, so he's picking characters.
Cool.
Hi.
But when we're writing the characters and he's writing what he thinks they sound like and so forth like that. So I remember a couple months ago there was that voice actor strike and a lot of voice actors were performance matters and stuff like that. And I'm all for that. So I'm just trying to get some early tips or like how you guys feel how can whether it's an indie developer or if it's a bigger company, how can they better help you guys with your performance over to make it easier on you guys or where it's more fair for you guys? Because I heard about the story with the Fallout 4 guy who did voice somebody in Fallout 4. He had no clue what he was doing. So I'm just curious in general.
There's some should I go? But there's some. I'll just say that as a union we have one voice, but even within that we have maybe differing opinions about things. So, for instance, for me, what was more important was recompense, was getting some sort of residual-like thing happening with the games. This is how we were able to survive as journeymen, and to be able to be available for these jobs. Because if we're always doing survival jobs and they conflict with doing the acting, we're not going to be available. So, because just to survive, this is just how the system works ever since the studio system broke down back in the 50s or whatever. So to me, that was more important. Some people say it's about don't blow out your voice, but most producers and things, they'll say, can we put all of that to the end and do it on a Friday? And they usually will do that. And also, it is our responsibility. This is my opinion, then I'll shut up because I know that I have a differing opinion about this. But I people talking about vocal cord blowing and all of that. And it's you are in control of your instrument, so they may want more, but you only give what is healthy for you. So anyway, that was my feeling about this kind of stuff, and I'll shut up because I'm fight court.
I was totally fine with everything until a studio I worked with on a game, a AAA game, literally told me because they don't legally have to tell you. They just have to go, oh, it's vocally stressful. They don't have to tell you how many loops. And I preempted, and I walked in, and they literally lied to me. So I'm in the studio at 9 a.m. and they had double the loops that they had told me that they had. And I was like, I physically can't do that. And it was a really bad situation. I was literally sitting in a studio crying.
But you did. But you told them I physically.
I did. And now that company will probably never hire me again because they think that I started trouble for them, and because they don't understand time versus vocal stress. And now my agent will not let me do battle chatter anymore because they were like, it's not worth it. So yeah, basically I did everything right. Everything. I asked in advance. I said, this is how much I'll do. You have to split it into 2 sessions or I walk.
If you could go back, though, you probably wouldn't, because screw them, you know what I mean?
There was nothing better I could have done. And they went, oh, we found more scripts.
No.
And I was in the studio, and I got all of the flack for it, because I was patient zero of them finding more scripts. And all the other companies I'd worked for up until that point were great. And then this one was like, oh, I don't understand. We have you for 3 hours. Why can't you do it? They didn't understand.
But that happening, then the word spreads about that company. So
some people need the money. So I don't know. It was just a bad situation.
Yeah. So since you're asking as a game developer what you can do for the actors to make it an enjoyable thing, union or not, depends on what state you want to work in, where you're going to want to kind of produce your whole thing. Most importantly, if you want to have goodwill with your actors, treat them like people. Really understand that if you're making them scream a lot, that's going to suck.
Don't make us feel like we're getting shafted. I'll work for you if I don't feel like you're taking advantage of me.
If you start to overstress somebody, make them be like, hey, you did great. We'll just do these last 2 maybe at another day. We're sorry about that. You are taps. Never push an actor too hard.
Don't over-direct.
Get out of the way a lot of the times is one of the best things you can do as a director. You're hiring actors not just to be, talking type kind of things. You're hiring an actor because, my God, that's DC Douglas. I wanted to bring that DC Douglas sound. So get out of the way of your actors. Treat them like humans.
Bottles of Dameon.
I mean, yeah, have good waters and stuff like
And
that.
just so you guys know, to clarify, that was just a battle chatter session. That's where you're yelling for. They wanted me to yell for 3 hours. Grenade! Enemy! On the trellis! Blah blah blah! That's literally what it sounds like. I can keep that up for about 30 minutes before I'm donesies. Yeah.
So limit that.
I didn't mean to scare you all. I'm sorry.
I like the bear trap impression.
What, you like the sexy bear trap? Yeah, me too. I'd rather do that.
What's the next question?
Right over here. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Tommy.
Hi, and what's your question?
I have a question for all of you. If all of us was turned into fan zombies empowered by Cthulhu and could summon one of your character, which one would you summon to get out of here?
Which video game character will we summon to get out of here?
If all y'all turn into zombies, which one of our video game characters would we turn into to then get out of that situation? Cool.
I would Wilhelm my way right through you zombie bastards. What's to talk about?
Hey, Ian, what about Rick? Would you summon Rick to help you out? You know, Rick.
Oh, that's because when we got drunk, I did my Rick impression.
Yeah, you did.
I like that.
I think you'd summon Rick, wouldn't you?
No, it'd be Weiss because it'd be way too easy at that point.
To Rick.
Hey,
to
man.
Rick.
Family. It's not good unless I've been drinking. And
He
there's
does such a good Rick, whatever his name is, from The Walking Dead. That's awesome.
I used to get that when I had Joel McDonald here. Anyway.
You'll do Werner Herzog, but not Rick from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, Rick has a physicality, and I gotta get weirdly up in your face and talk about family.
I'd probably go full Marge Simpson. Look, you zombie bastards! Get out of my way! I gotta get out of here right now! Move your ass!
I would probably summon Celica from Fire Emblem Echoes. I feel like she could do some damage to zombies for sure.
Cool, that's the next question.
All right. Hi, what's your name?
Morgan Freeman. Because then you just like narrate your way out of it. And then the zombies wandered off in the opposite direction.
They were looking for brains, but there weren't any brains to be found.
And then we raped Andy. Too much?
Just a skosh. All right, what's your question?
Hi, my name is Kim. This is for Erica Lindbeck.
Hi.
Hi.
Just dropped an octave.
Oh, sorry. I mean, what's that?
It's about Persona. Persona 5, who would you date?
Makoto?
Yeah.
Huh?
Isn't Makoto?
I cosplay as her yesterday.
Hodowoa?
I cosplay as Makoto yesterday.
Oh, you were?
Yes, but...
Oh, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Chelsea. I have a real question this time. For everybody, do you guys have any celebrity crushes?
Margot Robbie.
Mine
Stay away from Margot Robbie, you bastards.
That's a good one. I have a crush on Erica Lindbeck, Cristina V, Courtney Taylor.
Kevin Spacey.
Morgan Freeman. Thought I would bring that one back. I like Sandra Bullock a lot. She's great.
Hi, what's your name? Are we not done? Have we gone through the list? Does anybody else have any celebrity crushes?
You.
I don't know if I have any per se, but I've so become a voice girl now. You know, some people are like, oh, I'm an ab girl, I'm a butt girl. I'm like, I'm a voice girl all the way. I totally, your hotness is up like 90% if you have a nice voice.
It's got like Bobcat goes with me right here. I just want him to say it.
Oh my God. Yeah, totally.
No, we're gonna have a date. Who's gonna make it?
Who talks like that?
Bobcat Goldthwait, just Bobcat. So for the kids, Bobcat was.
Don't even try. He set a couch on fire on Johnny Carson, which you don't know. So.
Yeah, Johnny Carson's a great reference point for the kids.
Ian, what about Gilbert Godfrey?
Gilbert Godfrey. I can't do a Gilbert.
Gilbert Godfrey.
What are we doing here? Why are we here? What are we watching? What are we doing? Affleck. I don't understand.
So you had a question.
So just for context, Johnny Carson was the guy who hosted the Late Show with before Jay Leno. Oh, that.
Yeah, no, Jay
No,
Leno.
that was
Jay Leno is. Hey Ian, what does Jay Leno sound like?
Hey guys, what are we doing? Some chips? Come on, guys. I mean, what are we doing up here? I mean, come on. Hey, David Livingston likes
That's horrible.
It is horrible.
That's horrible.
It's on the fly, dude. It's on the fly.
You have his chin
But
down.
did you hear my Marge Simpson 10 minutes ago? That was good.
It was a really good Marge.
Thank you, good Marge. Yeah, Marge. It's the hair.
All right, hi, what's your name?
That's the dreams.
Oh, wait, he's not done yet, sorry. Carry on, Bryan.
What is
All right, what's your name?
Tristan. This question for anybody. I know that some voice actors will either like repeat a certain line or sound or something, try to get into a voice. Has anyone had a particularly strange like warm up to get into a voice for a character?
I do. That's the thing about high school girls. They say the same age, but I get older or something like that. I don't know. All right. I mean, that just works for everything. That was a line from Dazed and Confused, by the way. Please do not take that out of context. That was a movie. That was a horrible impression of Matthew McConaughey. What about you?
I have my Herzog like close to me right now. Now it's because I'm playing a guy in a show with a bunch of Nazis, and they wanted me to have a very Werner sound. So I do the monologue that he gives in Rick and Morty about how human males are obsessed with their genitals and how I've gone to parties and yeah, I'm not gonna do it because there are children and I'm not gonna curse in front of children. Or guys.
Poor Ian. He's so bad at to an 18+ panel.
2 words, bastard.
But honestly, sorry, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
you're fine.
No.
You're gonna do it.
Go.
Okay.
And then, so that's good. Go.
I have two. One is for Futaba from Persona 5. I would first of all, the whole record I was hunched over, like pretending like I was on a keyboard, and I'd go, for some reason, my mom, like I don't know why, it was literally my mom, and they would always come in and be like, honey, are you doing okay there? And then the weirdest one is I do the voice for Barbie for a lot of projects. And so every year I do the Target holiday ads as Barbie, and this whole team, like the ad agency, will walk in and I'll be looking into a corner going, hi, oh, I just screamed a lot. I'm Barbie. Oh, I love your jacket, like that kind of stuff. And they're walking in like slowly. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I got it. And then I'll stop in the middle of a line and go, Barbie, awesome. Like, ugh, I sound like a crazy person, yeah.
I do, you ever play Rage? You ever play Rage?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I did a Russian voice in there. Yeah, it took me like forever to get to the level 5 where my voice is. I suck at that game. But I played a Russian and I dated a Russian girl back in the day named Natasha in Los Angeles. So she was a mail order bride for real. I met her in my acting class. My dad will verify all this afterwards. But I used to impersonate her. When she would yell at me, she's like, Bryan, you're a piece of crap. Your dreams of acting are ridiculous. But I would impersonate her on the way to the studio to try to get into the character. It's not very good. I can hear myself
She
talking.
had a really deep voice, eh?
She sounded like a man. She liked the shot put. She was a champion. She was a weightlifter.
She had
She had arms like my legs. And her hand, it looks like her neck threw up. She was beautiful though with the lights off. I hope she never sees this. Delete.
You gotta clap on Jay.
Hi, what's your name?
Wow.
All right, my name is Javon, and I just had a question for all of you. If you guys got a chance to do a video game musical, which one would you do and why? Like if they made like a musical into a video game.
The Death Clock Opera.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Dead Space. I think that'd be a great musical. No? Not
Is it turn a musical into a game or turn a game into a musical? Musical into game.
I'd like to play Les Miserables. Jean Valjean, kill them now. Jean Valjean, they must die. Look out, it's Javert. Jean Valjean.
Wait, can we do a mashup then and make it like, I want Rocky Horror Picture Show but as Resident Evil, so I can go, I'm just a sweet transvestite.
I think maybe Wicked would make a cool video game. Yeah.
That'd be good. You know what would not be good? Rent.
Press A to pick up.
It's true, I haven't seen it.
Horrible video game.
I want to see it. I'm sorry. Because half the time we hear spoilers.
Here's a T-virus.
You must. There is no good end.
I think they should do Lion King personally. Boom! Thank you! Okay, so I'm just gonna have somebody else ask a question then. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Hi, Dameon.
You're adorable.
Oh.
Easy. I meant it in a non-Kevin Spacey way. Sorry, I know, too soon.
So, I've always wanted to start on my first demo reel, and I have this one voice that I want to try out. I just want to have your opinion on it.
Yeah. Do it. All ears. Do it.
Okay.
Hello, Dameon. How are you?
I don't know what I could use for that one.
Can I have that as my ringtone? Can we meet up? Can we meet up in the...
Oh, sure. And I've been trying to work on my feminine voice, too. I can't quite reach it yet, but trying to...
It's going to get harder with age.
Oh, it does?
That swirl looks familiar.
I can't get there yet.
Okay, is Cristina feedback in here?
What is awesome is that I love that you're pitching your talent to the most powerless people in Hollywood.
I gotta hear one thing. Get yourself stuck in a bear trap.
Yes. Stuck in a bear trap. The second voice, the female version of you.
And it's not in a bear trap.
And go.
I'm stuck in a...
I can't.
You are hired.
You sound like you're role playing, like, oh no, I'm stuck in this bear trap.
First rule.
Get me out.
Hunting weapons.
Now we need you to scream it as though bombs are going off everywhere. We're going to want 10 loops of that, okay? Go. I didn't tell you to stop.
9 more times.
I'm like, I've done it 15 times. Is that not enough?
And we have another question over here.
Awesome. I loved it more.
What's your name?
Hello, my name is Kenley, and I have a question for all of you. Of all the characters that you guys have voice acted, which one left a lasting impression and why?
I didn't really do Donald Duck. I wish.
Is that you, Morgan Freeman?
That's my Morgan Freeman.
Add a little Russian is perfect.
Give me some Shawshank dialogue.
In all of what we've done, or just video game? Cool. Video game character that you did that left an impression on you.
Oh, well, geez, I mean, Albert Wesker, I'm milking that cow until it dies. The beauty is I keep getting, I mean, I've done 7 games, and he died on the second game I did, so I don't know how it keeps coming back, but it does, so, and I believe it's still not done.
I mean, I'd have to go with Handsome Jack, probably. It's me, pretty much, so. And I love leaving myself a lasting impression, I guess. I don't know, it's a stupid answer. I just really enjoy doing the character.
Wilhelm, of course.
This one isn't like, it's not like a thing that fans would know, but when I booked, I think I booked, it was like 2 years ago. It was one of the first AAA games I ever booked, and it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 like every day when I got home when I was in high school. And so to then be in one of those games, especially because they're putting more female soldiers in, which is really cool and something that I've been seeing as a trend in games, in war games and stuff. So that was just really cool for me, like to be a part of that.
I'd I'd say actually, Berkut for Fire Emblem was, in a weird way, opened up a part of me as an actor to just be like, oh no, bro, if you want to go there and you're just feeling it, like, do it. They'll pull you back if it's too much. Okay, I'll just fully go for it. And yeah, it's been good.
Hi, what's your name?
Hey, my name's Alex, and I have a question for all of you. What's your favorite song to sing along to?
Ever since I was a little boy, dressing up has always been my greatest joy. But when it's time to be discreet, there's one thing you just can't beat, and that's a backless, strapless, classical little black dress. Well, first you go rip, 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 then you go snip, 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 then you're whipping a zip, 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 and split it up with a hip, hip, hip. And as you strip, 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 oh, you'll quiver as you wear that black new dress, as you slip, slip, slip into that little black dress. Boil this half of my body right now. I'm a big fan of them, just Macarena all day long. And you're welcome, by the way, because it's not going to be stuck in your head.
I love the Canadian pronunciation of Macarena.
Macarena, what do you call it, Macarena? See, Macarena. You say pasta? No, thanks. Who says pasta? What are you, fancy?
In honor of Christmas, I'll do my Jimmy Durante.
Oh, Christ.
Frosty the Snowman was a holly jolly soul with a corn pot pie and a button nose and 2 eyes made of coal. Cha-cha-cha.
Wait, wasn't that Marge?
It's like a little Margie. It got a little Margie.
Thank you for the clap. I had it last week.
Did you say he had a corn pot pie?
It's a corn cob pie. It's under 18.
I don't sing along with it while I do, but I agree. It's interesting you mentioned Les Mis because I can do the entire conversation song by myself.
Oh yeah.
No, it'll take a long time.
Valjean, at last we see each other plain. Monsieur le Maire, you wear a different chair.
Before you say another word, Javert. Before you chain me up like a slave again. Listen to me, there is something I must do. This woman leaves behind a suffering child. There is none but me who can intercede. In mercy's name, 3 days are all I need. Then I'll return, I pledge my word, then I'll return.
You must think me mad, I've hunted you across the years. Men like you can never change a man such as you.
Believe of me, what you will, but there is a duty I'm sworn to do.
No, 24601. My duties to the law. You have no rights. Come with me, 24601.
Now,
I see that justice dawn.
I am warning you, Javert. I am a stronger man by far. There is power in me, and my race is not yet run.
I am warning you, Javert.
And now I'd like to do Jesus Christ Superstar, the trial before Pilate.
Wow, you like Les Mis?
Don't touch me.
I love Les Mis so much.
I'll play Javert, you play Jean-Bell. I'm a baritone.
All right, you guys do a little Les Mis? Here's mine.
That was good. That was amazing.
I forget where that question was. Does anybody else have a song they want to... Ian, what's your song?
Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
Hi, what's your name?
It's Henry, again.
Henry again, that's an awesome name.
Thank you. It's after my grandfather. I want to ask, you said that with Legion, you met to, you read that the death scene, like that right before you recorded it. For all of you, have you had like any major surprises in the script for any of the characters you've done?
Well, I think they're all surprising, right? Because we don't get the script until we show up.
Very rarely. I think maybe like
so it's
3
all-
times I can count.
Yeah, it's all new.
Well, I mean, I will say though, they told me a little bit about Kamoshida and Persona 5, but it wasn't clear until we were into the recording, and I go, wait, she was underage, right? And they're like, yes. I'm like, so he's, yes. I'm like, oh, you could have told me that at the beginning of the session as well, but, so that was spoiler alert.
Kevin Spacey time.
Yeah, that's a doozy.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially, and then somebody like, I listened to the other panel, somebody like tweeted me and they go, you know, I saw you voice match Kevin Spacey, you take that off your resume now?
So he did.
Yeah, absolutely, that had nothing to do with him.
Are we ready for the next question?
Yeah. I guess, why not?
Sweet. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Robert. My question is, occasionally when you're given scripts, do you ever see a line that does not sound right? If you see a line that might not sound right, like a translated line, for example, and if you see that, do you actually ask if you can redo that to a more natural sounding, or do you have to read it as is? Like I could think of one or two from Persona that seemed a little odd.
Normally we got to read it as is.
Yeah.
In general, when you have these things where you'll say like, oh, that actor sounded odd, or why did that actor allow that line to be read that way? Everybody, if you don't like the way a line was read in anime, in anything, boys, video game, anything, that's the director and the producer. That is not the actor. Maybe the director had a really hard time and they couldn't get them to say it some way, and that happens from time to time. But in general, if you are a good director, that is your job to fix. 100% your job. So if you're like, why did they have Erica going like, oh, bear trap, or whatever you were doing earlier? It's because the director wanted that.
No, to be fair, I fought for that. I fought for that. No, I'm just kidding.
And there are moments where you can fight.
Yeah, totally. Like if I know the company I'm working for, or the director or whatever, I'll be like, hey, this sounds a little wonky. Can we change it? Or you know, then that's fine. But if we can't, we can't. Yeah. Voiceover is a director's medium. They pick what take to choose. We could have done 60 takes, and I liked 5, and they picked 34. I mean, you know.
I love how usually, like, when they have you do 3, and am I the only one who does where they're like, there's an A and a B take, and I'm like, I'll do the 2, and I'm like, oh, A was really good, and I go B, and we move on. I'm like, yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
I'm the queen of, are you sure?
I'm the queen of just do it all 3 takes the exact same.
Oh, good.
I'm just the queen, right?
It's perfect the first time, and you know that's the take
and
they're
you
gonna
know,
use.
and
Yeah. You just know.
Yeah, you're right. They never go with your recommendations. So what would the line be? You're like, are you sure? You go, okay, that was great, Bryan. Give me another take. Are you sure?
Cool. No,
well, yeah,
I
give me a
instead,
third one.
Be angry about it this time.
Okay. Are you sure?
Okay, great. Moving on.
Okay, we're good. Just let's read it. All right.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But that's the same with anything. We don't have control over anything once we do it, which is kind of crappy, right? The editor has his choice, the director, obviously, and then of course you got studios, producers, whatever, right? So we're completely powerless.
Yeah.
An actor's main job is to make directors want to work with them again.
Yeah.
This shit is
I'm
never
serious. That's your main job. It's really great when you do get those wonderful roles that allow you to have some artistic thing that you go home and go, this is what I do it. And that's great, but 90% of the time, you'll do a whole, you might have a really crappy session, like, oh my God, that was terrible, but they loved me so good. I don't care. I would rather walk out of a session going, that was terrible, but they all love me and can't wait to work with me on 3 more projects than like, I felt great about that, man, they hate me.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Les. This question's for any or all of you. If you had a chance to go back and redo any Rockstar game character, who would it be and why?
Rockstar game character.
Rockstar game character.
Because I got
Which
a lot
one
of
Tony, do you guys remember the Scarface? Yeah, Tony Montana would have been fun, right?
Yeah, Tony Montana would be great.
Rockstar's a game publisher.
Tony Montana. I'm a political. Can I be the guy that hires Tony Montana?
Tony, my people are pissed off. I told you, you little monkey. Tony!
Hey, who you calling a monkey, man?
Hey, Tony, I told you to take my calls, Tony. I told you, Tony.
Sorry, nobody's
Lead in Red Dead.
Nobody cares.
Are you alive?
Can I just say?
Zombies!
Scarface was a movie. It was made in the 80s. Al Pacino starred in it. It's very violent. It was good. Okay, man. Okay. What about you? What about you guys? Rockstar characters.
One of the prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto. And you only hear me. You don't ever see me, but you hear me going, oh, I'm caught in a bear trap. And then, but in no context. Hi, thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Josh. So a couple of your other panels, you've mentioned that actors are some of your favorite directors because they know you guys and they let you do your freedom. Are there many actors that do directing for video games as far as voice actors there?
Totally, yeah. And some of them are really fantastic.
Those are the ones you pray for because they'll be like, oh, bro, you got screaming coming up, so we're gonna go ahead and take this break. Make sure you take this. Go in the other room, get a little bit of that low quad juice down your throat. You're gonna be fine, and then come back in here. Like, because an actor knows, and an actor for some reason, if you're like, oh man, that's a really, really good actor, and they give you a line read, you don't feel as weird about it as some dude who has never voice acted in their life or had any theatric anything, and they're like, wouldn't it be funny if you were like, wow, I'm caught in a bear trap? No, it wouldn't, man. But okay, I want that job.
You know who I'll take a line read from anytime is Sabat.
Yeah, if Chris Sabat tells you to do it, just do it. Yeah, it's gonna be the right.
I don't want to give you a line read, but you're like, do it, please, do it.
Please do that. And just like that, that dude knows how, like, if Vegeta tells you about screams, you know he knows what that feels like, as opposed to somebody's like, no, you're boiling on, you're
But
boiling
if Mike
oil.
McFarlane tries to pull that crap, you're like, no, Mike, no.
No, Mike, I won't do it.
Not today. Not on my watch. Do you guys know who we're talking about? Mike McFarlane? He's an awesome, he's like the sweetest guy. He's really good. He's amazing.
Hi, what's your name?
Well, Marlo, back again.
Hey.
So, funny, most fun thing. If you do know the game Overwatch.
Yes, I play a ton of Overwatch.
Awesome. If you could voice anybody in the game that you'd want to voice, who would it be? And could you like give like a voice sample of what you would sound like?
My voice is so shot, but like, I feel like I could do a decent Tracer. Like, the world could use more heroes. Yeah, and then I really like, or Mercy, like, heroes never die. Yeah. An ain't hailing. I made Junkrat. That's my Junkrat impression. Yeah.
I don't know the game, so I think I would just use my voice from the dance instructor from Persona 4 Dancing All Night and plug it into anything in Overwatch and go, what's the famous line from Overwatch? We're gonna need more heroes? Oh no! We're gonna need more heroes!
I'm not following that.
Nope. So you get to follow that. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Ari again. Question for everyone and solo question for Ian. Ian, what has proven to be the most difficult for you to record, video games or simuldubs? And for everyone, what is the most experimental voice that you've had to do, and what was it like recording that voice?
Why don't y'all answer that part?
I had to do a character named Shark Fujishiro from My Bride's a Mermaid, and he had all of his lines were a question, which I didn't know till the end of my recording session, so we had to go back and do every line as a question. So we had to go back and do every line as a question?
Oh, no.
I'm gonna kill you right now? I'm gonna eat your face. Please don't leave my panel. That's my cousin and my aunt leaving the panel, yes.
You're asking us a question, I don't understand.
My Aunt Suze leaving the panel? Oh, my. That's the character started to record all the dialogue back as a question. That was difficult. And that...
I love that dub, and Shark you were my favorite voice actor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Air hug. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I think probably for me it was Maggie Liu from Tales of Berseria. That voice, I remember I didn't want to audition for her. I was like, no. I was auditioning like Velvet and Eleanor, and I was like, oh, cool, you know. And then I remember Danny, because we physically go in to audition for Cup of Tea, and so she was like, just do it, Erica, just do it. And I was like, fine, I'm gonna go ham. If I do this, I'm doing it. And so I did it, and then I ended up booking it. I think there was an anger there for her, for me, because I was pissed I was even having to audition for her, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna book her. But now she's one of my favorite characters, so, yeah.
I'm not a versatile actor at all. Again, I always just to remind you, I am a hack.
Honest.
But keep having me come to cons. But I did do a Zero Time Dilemma, Escape 3, something like. Did anybody know this game? Time Dilemma, Escape 3, Time Zero. Okay. Well, I play spoiler alert, Zero in that. The thing is that that's another, I guess, Japanese game translated to English. So they have the sound files. So what you have are what is it called when you do the translation? Or it's called the localization. So the localization they did for it. I guess somebody wasn't thinking about time, so they would go, well, that sentence means this, and in English, it's much shorter than all of those, sometimes way shorter. And so then we did the session, and he had a lot of lines, he had a lot of monologues, and they said, so I do a sentence, life is simply unfair. And they would say, okay, yeah, but this is 10 seconds. But they weren't rewriting it, and there was no we can't improv it because these are the lines they want, so it'd be, life is simply unfair. And I had monologues like that, where it's we would do one take, it's that was great, that was 1.5 minutes, but this monologue needs to be 3 minutes. So the fun thing was I got to choose, basically word color every single thing, play with pauses and things. So it was kind of an actor's delight, yet at the same time I go, I think this might be a really crappy performance. But it turned out when they pitched the voice low and he's wearing a beak mask, and it's it is a game, so
I was about to say,
cool.
That's the mark of a good actor, though, that you can do that. Because I believed you when you went, life is simply. I'm that's really hard. Because obviously there's only a certain amount of time you can stretch something, but when you can do it and justify it like that.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're good, Toots. You're good.
I was just remembering when I did Quaaludes when I was younger. So. Quaaludes, by the way, for you young kids.
No.
Did you just call him tits?
Whoa.
Oh. I'm disappointed because I thought you called him tits. Coming up next.
So, Dameon, your most experimental role, what was it?
I would have to say George in Case Closed, because I wanted to be able to do The Big Lebowski. Nice. And I thought, what better way to do that than through a fat 10-year-old kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you the dude?
No, I'm not gonna do it for you. Well, what's right?
Was it from Lebowski?
Yeah, really kind of sounded like this little bit, but it was careful, man, there's a beverage here. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
This aggression, man, won't stand, man. Yeah.
The dude is from a movie called The Big Lebowski.
Am I That rug tied the room together, did not do.
No, man, woo peed on my rug, man. There are rules, man.
Donnie, you're being
As far as experimental, I'd say for me it'd be Space Dandy, because I had that episode where I had to be 10 different dandies, but they all had to be dandy, but they couldn't be dandy, so I really had to kind of play around with that. Video games versus simultaneous difficulty. Video games, neither one of them is more strenuous in the moment for me. I love video games, like DC was saying. One of those things that I love is when they'll be cool. So here's how the Japanese sounds, and here's how long it takes. Fit those words into that amount of sound, and that's a lot of fun. And it's fitting things into one amount of time is the actor's sport. So I have a ton of fun with that. And simuldubs are only strenuous because of how often you do it, because you're there every other day. You just live there. You just live there. You just live there, and which is wonderful, and the dream. But it's just, if you don't then go home and take good vocal care of yourself, then by the end of the week you got that really low voice. And if you're playing a high voice character, that's a problem. So you just got to really take care of it. So neither one of them is specifically more strenuous than the other. It depends on the show, because you could have a simuldub that's nothing but screaming, or a video game that's nothing but talking. So, yeah.
Dude, she's had her hand up for the whole time.
My arm hurts.
Yeah, it hurts looking at it. Do you have any feeling left?
One last one then.
Oh, it's too late.
What's your name again?
She just stuck like that.
I'm Mia again. I've been to mainly DC and Dameon Clarke panels, but DC is not allowed to answer this question specifically, and that is, have you ever read fan fiction for one of your characters, and if so, what's the weirdest one?
Wait. You weren't there last night, or you were? Oh, right. Did I kiss you? Oh, okay. Yes.
Wait, so you're asking have I ever read fan fiction? I think you know the answer. It was.
If you've ever read fan fiction, what's the weirdest one? We all know you read.
Oh, so you pointed me out to say don't answer this question. Right? Is that what happened? Oh, okay. Why am I talking?
I have not.
That's good.
Thank you, Lois.
I had someone bring me Black Butler Yowie that I didn't know was Yowie. Found that out quick.
I just learned what Yowie is.
You ever read a fanfic of one of your characters?
I've seen some weird shit on Tumblr, though, I'll tell you that. Sorry, I keep forgetting there's a kid sitting right there.
I'm not recalling anything at the moment, but there's kids here. Yowie!
Yowies are donuts we used to have in the 80s for the kids.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the panel. Let's give another hand to DC Douglas, David Clarke, Bryan Massey, Erica Lindbeck, Ian Sinclair, and the dearly departed Nate Sharp and Cristina B.